What's up, y'all? It's your girl, D from Poor Girls, and I'm stopping by before the release of episode 2, if not you, then who, to invite you to our next Youth Let Out pop-up, Saturday, May 14th, at the Art Theater outside in the living classroom. That's right, we're going to be having a graffiti garden, silent disco, Gen Z exclusive. This event is Creative Safe Space certified, meaning free admission, good vibes, free food, live DJ, and a hands-on graffiti activation. So go ahead and RSVP to the number on the screen, and we hope to see you there. Episode 2 coming right up. Stay tuned.
The views and opinions expressed in this program on this page are those of the speakers and artists and do not reflect or represent the views or opinions held by this page or channel's broadcaster.
People ain't out here talking about black on black crime when that should be worth our time. We out here being disrespected by the white man. Oh my. I see how it is, and that's on my mind. Trying to face the ways of the world, it's all types of crime. People getting killed before their time, seeing mothers crying because their kids is dying. I don't know if y'all see it, but it ain't just us. It's all races dying, not just us. We out here fighting as one, which ain't wrong. But how about we stand together and all fight the wrong?
Poor Girls and Youth is taking over the Art Theater's Young Gifted and Black podcast with a special series, Through Our Eyes.
We're exploring creative safety in the community.
The question at hand is, what does a creative safe space look like to you, and how can we provide it?
This season, DC youth will weigh in on different topics from this perspective through their lens.
Hey guys, I'm Python.
Hey yo, I'm Eric Curry III, and you are tuned in to Young, Gifted, and Black Through Our Eyes.
And today we are joined with the wonderful youth advocate, creative writer, and a young black business owner, official China Doll here today.
Everybody.
Ooh, and since this whole season is about reimagining a creative safe space for us all through our eyes, the youth, Gen Z, etc., this is what this whole episode is about. If not you, then who? Who else will decide these creative safe spaces and what you want to create and what you want to do? So with that being said, China, what is a creative safe space to you?
A creative safe space to me is probably just being in the comfort of my room and being able to create without people being in my space, like irritating me or bothering me.
So it's more of like an independence, you feel? Alright, gotcha. So how do you navigate like a creative safe space in your own community? Do you like look for them or do you like create your own?
I definitely create my own because coming from where I live, which is Ward 7, it can be hard to find somebody who offers a creative safe space for you.
Do you know anybody in Ward 7 that does offer those creative safe spaces?
It's a couple of organizations, yes.
Can you name those? Do you mind naming at least one of those organizations?
Let me see, I think Father Factor Inc. definitely, and also Forever True DC.
Okay, dope. And also, a lot of folks may not know this side, but along with helping out with your community, you do own your own custom jewelry, Divine Designs by Diane. Tell us about what prompted you to jump out there and just do your own business.
So I'm really just like a creative person. I like to make my own stuff. I want to be different. I want people to look different. Like most of my stuff is custom jewelry. And I know a lot of people don't want to look the same as everybody else because people be out here looking the same as everybody else. You want to be different. So I just felt like I should apply my creativity to everybody else's lives.
So don't forget, go follow Divine Designs by Diane on Instagram. But so as far as making your own creative safe spaces go, what would you say motivates you to stay active in your community, take initiative, and continue to express yourself?
What motivates me to just stay active in my community and express myself is that a lot of people my age aren't able to do that. And I know that I can be the voice for others and myself. So I just continue to do me and make sure everybody's voice is heard.
Does that scare you?
No, definitely not.
Why not?
I'm a very opinionated person, so either way, your opinion, my opinion, I'll fight for anything pretty much. Like, you come to me and say, these pair of shoes, controversial, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what it is. I'm going to say something about it because everybody's opinion matters in pretty much anything.
Thank you for leading me right into my next question. China, you recently won a contest for the Arts Against Violence competition created by Father Factor Inc., which you just shouted out, a community organization in Ward 8 that focuses on youth development, violence prevention, parenting, and substance abuse. In the poem, you address your intercommunal violence and the effects on everyone in your city. Can you tell us why is that important to you, and why did you express your feelings in such a controversial topic?
So it all started off with me just posting like on my Instagram story, give me some topics to write like poetry about. But also when my friend has just like, oh yeah, write it on how like people that's black getting killed. And it's like, it came from the heart because like recently, 2 years ago, my brother had passed away from a specific type of like act of violence. And like, so when I wrote the poem, it like kind of came from the heart because I've been through something that was relating to stuff that goes on in the city a lot often.
Yeah, because especially like with the kid that went to KCP, it was like definitely like a hit home where it's like we still have a lot of violence going on in DC, and it's like it was very much a shame for you to drop your son off at school than just like them not being able to come home that same day. We thought they were like going to be in a safe space. So for you, would you say it would be easy? Was it easier for you to write the point of view in like a poem? Or would you like express, is it better to express in a conversation?
Well, either way, I think that it would have been very easy for me because as I said earlier, I'm very opinionated on things. Like if I'm very passionate about the conversation that I'm having, I can definitely speak on it through poetry, creative writing, whatever it is.
Okay, well I'm glad that you're so opinionated because I want your opinion on this. There's a theory called the looking glass, self-created by Charles Cooley, that says we are not who we think we are. We are not who others think we are. We are what we think others think we are. That's a tongue twister. Ooh, nice. Y'all understand that though, right?
Yeah.
Y'all get it? Okay. Based on our peers, do either of you think that's true? There's a question for both of you.
Yeah, to an extent. Like a certain extent, yeah.
Why?
So like, it's like, I don't know, like kind of, you know how you would look at somebody and they'll look at you like you looking at somebody like I'm looking at an eye right now or Python, and she might be looking at me and she might be like, yeah, China's weird, and I might be thinking and she thinking I'm weird, so like I'm like, oh, I'm weird, or like she thinks I'm weird, so I automatically be like walking around like, yeah, everybody thinks I'm weird because she looked at me this way. So I understand that specific thing.
Your point of view, your style, how you interact with others,
how you wear your hair, how you talk, where you live, are all examples of what makes you you. The looking glass theory challenges whether or not you accept the person you see in the mirror or the person you think those in your space want you to be. It's through your lens. It's something we all should think about.
I don't know how to really like differentiate.
That's why I don't look at people at school. It just goes downhill. As soon as I look at you, I'll be like, what you looking at? They might be just like what I got on, and I'll be like, nah, bro, you're weird.
So like, I'm a gamer on Twitch. Gaming with Fi, you know.
Ooh, shameless plug. I like
yes,
that.
see, you got a shameless plug when it's necessary. It's more virtual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about like what is the difference necessarily when you talk about virtual, but then being in the actual like space, like in reality.
I'll let you answer that first.
Okay. So like coming from somebody that's an older sister and I got a younger brother, majority of the time I see that it's hard for him to differentiate like the difference between being on the game and real life. Like sometimes like he'll be on the game so long he doesn't know how to respond in real life. He thinks it's just like, and like some things it's just like you're not in the game. You're not in GTA. That's not how life works. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
I think that but even in a real life aspect, right? Like just getting off of virtual learning. Like I do my podcast virtual, our Splat podcast. We didn't write that in, but you know, yeah. But I do that virtual. So even being in a virtual setting all the time in real life, there's still a sense of like this isn't real life, right? Being out with people, I've developed a terrible social anxiety issue just from being in the house all year by myself. Like I it got to a point where I couldn't go outside and just like talk to the person working over the counter, like they'd be like, "Oh, you want a bag today?" Like that's how bad it got. So I feel like even in reality and doing virtual stuff, it's kind of hard.
Like, I definitely have to agree, because, like, coming from someone that uses, like, Discord, it's an online social platform where you can, like, talk to a bunch of different people across the world. I have a lot of friends on there, and I play video games with them, and it's, like, you see, like, more two personalities from me. Like, you have your Python personality, which I'm hearing as, and that Python is, like, a little bit more friendly, definitely loves playing video games. And you have, like, Anaya, in this case, is a little bit more shy, doesn't really, like, talk that much to people, and it's definitely kind of weird when you have to, like, I view it as it's more easier for me to, like, appear as Python, because that's, like, what I want to be. But, like, in person, it's kind of weird to be that Python, because you don't know what other people were thinking. Like, back to the question you just asked about how people's, like, perception of us is, and that's who we think we are. Yeah, that goes hand in hand.
Like, all right, so now this brings me to originality. So with you all's creative and different styles and unique views, how do you think that compares to the rest of our generation?
I'll answer. All right. So
y'all got real quiet for a second. I started getting scared.
Because it's like, we know about trends and everything, right? Especially like TikTok, Twitter, especially Instagram trends. Some of them are just a little not giving, right? So you'll definitely see like a lot of repetitive like fashion designs out there, and it's very you'll see it sometimes, but it's really less often that you'll see like originality in today's society, where everybody wants to be what someone else is just because it looked cool to them. So
sometimes with following a trend, you might find something that you really like, and you'd be like, "Oh snap! If this wasn't trending, then I would have never even thought about doing this. So this is dope." At the same time, people be like, "Bro, this is trending. I'm gonna do this." Like, I was into like Asian streetwear way before people was like really into Asian streetwear. Like wearing like just random stuff like Comme des Garçons and like Uniqlo and stuff. Like I was really into that like nerdy Asian streetwear stuff. I was reading this one like Japanese magazine that Kanye recommended. And I was like, yo, like the clothes in this joint is like fire. And that's just how that happens. So when I see people now, I'm like, oh, it's cool that y'all like liking it, but how much do y'all really like this? And I don't want to say that as like a hater, like, oh, I'll put y'all on. Like, nobody know you. Like, nobody know me. But at the same time, it's like, bro, what's really your thing?
Because definitely, even when you guys know about like the streetwear, definitely found in like predominantly African American cultures, it's kind of weird now. Whereas like I've seen a lot of people on TikTok. Now I'm not gonna say who, but I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talking about, can we bring back these type of styles? Because like these styles now popular because they trended. But wasn't it just like almost like a few years ago or even days ago, you were just calling that same thing ghetto? But now just because it's trending,
or whack,
like,
or whatever you use for lame or uncool, like
now it's like something that I want to wear, something I want to participate in. So I definitely feel like going on to my next question. Do you think it's a trend to be unique or follow the crowd?
I love that segue. I'm so proud of you. All right, so it's kind of like the thought of like when T-Pain created Auto-Tune, right? Well, he didn't create Auto-Tune, but when T-Pain made Auto-Tune like popular, right? It's kind of the same thing where like people was like, oh, I'm hating on T-Pain, but a few years later, a lot of people were adopted by T-Pain's style. Like T-Pain birthed a lot of people that we know and love, right? So it's like, okay, y'all followed this trend of, okay, T-Pain does Auto-Tune, cool, but I'm gonna do it my own way. But now y'all have all these other people thinking they're doing it their own way, but really they're doing it your way that you put out, that you really was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do it like that. Now you have other people like all the lulz. I'm gonna sound like T-Pain right now, but do something else. All the lulz, like, bro, you're not unique. Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, not all y'all little. Like, ain't no way all y'all that little. So, nah, bro. I think it is a trend though.
So let's talk about like probably like am I wording this right? Alright, let's say trends, right? Trends, they typically like sometimes turn into stereotypes, right? And in our own community, how do you think we could like combat that? Because when it comes to like projected stereotypes at school or in just a day-to-day basis, how do you think we can combat things like this?
I would say everything gonna be controversial. So sometimes you can try, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be that one person. You doing this, and I don't like it. You doing this, and this is my type style. This is my people style. This is what we do. So either way, it's like your opinion is your opinion. I'm gonna respect that, but I know what I know, and you know what you know. We just gonna have to do what we gotta do. Like,
I don't think you should try to combat that. I think you should just keep doing you. I mean, if somebody hating on you, you must be doing something right. Because you must be either doing whatever you're doing, cool as a mug, or you flying whatever you're wearing. Like, you have to be doing something right for somebody being like, well, I don't like what you're doing. Like, so I don't think there's no reason to combat that, giving that person your time, your energy, and being like, no, what I'm doing is cool. Da, 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 da. Like, you know. So why would anybody else really should care? And like, it's just like, it's a big disconnect, because then that's when we get into creativity, and that's when the creativity and things start getting lost. And the dictionary definition of creativity is the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. Fashion is art in this sense, right? What are some ways that we can support one another in building or maintaining originality, individuality, and self-awareness?
I would definitely say it's something that even for people watching, it's something to always keep in mind, is that you are unique to yourself. So pretty much just as I said before, you may see one person do something else, you can make what they did your own. There are many ways you can make it to your own thing, like put your own little twist on it. Like me, I wear emo stuff a lot. I take a bunch of things that I have in my closet that's black and I put it on together. I make it look like, you know, a little mom out, a little lip outfit, right? And it's like, you just got to make everything unique to yourself. You don't have to copy directly what they did just so they can have something unique to them. You just want to make sure that it's your own.
Right.
well, I basically agree with Anaya with that, because you're you. You gotta continue to be you, because if you're trying to be somebody else, honestly, you're not gonna do it right. So when you being yourself, it's like, okay, I'm gonna use this for example. The other day, somebody called me a Bama because of the stuff that I like, right? Like, I'm tall, I wear platforms. To me, yeah, that's kind of weird, because like, you tall already, like, why are you wearing platforms? But like, platforms just, I don't know, I like platforms better, so I'm gonna wear platforms. Like, how you gonna tell me to change my style for you? That don't even add up. Like, that's me. You can go change your style. I understand, okay, I'm a Bama through your eyes, but to me, I'm popping. Like, I'm me. I'm doing what I want to do. You're not gonna change that.
You know what this all boils down to me? Minding your own business. I feel like that's what this really boils down to. Watch yours at home. Mind your own business. If it's not yours, don't try to come at somebody else because it's theirs. It's not yours. Leave it alone. Mind your own business. I feel like the world would be a better place if people just mind their own business. Oh, can we tell what that episode is? Mind your own business. I feel like the world would be a way better place if we just did that.
All right, China, let's get into our final question of today. So what would you say to someone who's not as confident about being themselves in certain spaces, but wants to make their own creative safe space?
So when you're not comfortable about being yourself, I would say you gotta learn how to adjust to being yourself. Like, it took me a long time to put myself out there and just like jump into a den with tigers and lions and all that stuff. Because I used to be like that. I'd be shy, sit to the side, let everybody else do what they gotta do, and be like, yeah, I agree. But now it's like, if you're not speaking up for yourself, if you're not doing this, if you're not making your own creative safe space, who's gonna do it for you? Because nobody not gonna take time out of their day nowadays to be like, all right, I'm gonna help you. Because people got their own stuff to do.
I definitely agree with that. Because it's like, you gotta do what you gotta do at this point. Because ain't nobody gonna do it. Who gonna do it?
If not you, then who? Jesus Christ. See how that joke came back
I
full
know,
circle?
right?
Hey, we not good at this. Ain't no cap.
All right, well, that's the end of our podcast, everyone. Thank you. We have been joined today by the wonderful official China Doll. Make sure to follow her on Instagram with her business, Divine Designs by Diane. I am Python.
I'm Eric Curry III.
And we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Hey everybody, my name is Official China Doll. This is the Art Theater's Young, Gifted, and Black, Season 3, Through Our Eyes.
Cut.
Hey everybody, my name is Official China Doll. This is the Art Theater's Young, Gifted, and Black, Season 3, Through Our Eyes. Presented by Poor Girls and You. Imagine us.
Love that.
So I'm like Aries, like 7 or 8, and like